So hey everyone, welcome to the course, and today we'll be covering display properties. So display property plays an important role, how that you will see in a while, but you remember that we have already covered block level element and the inline element. So I explained you that in block level element what happens is the element or the container occupies the full width, whereas inline elements only covers the width of the content. That means according to the content the width will be displayed, okay, so that the another element can be there with the previous element. Okay, so now let's see how we can do that. I am going to take an example of your Navbar elements. So let's say I want to go with 4. So 4 LIs will be there here: home, category, product and about us. Okay, so now let's open this and see how it is displaying the content. So you will see that it is displaying something like this. So let's give it a background. I am selecting the div, and to div I am giving a background color of, let's suppose, plum. Okay, so you will see that it is taking this much of width, but this div, the container, is already occupying the full of the width. That means by default its property is display block. Okay, so you write display property or not, you will have the property called display. What I want to say is, see, even if I will set the display as block, see, nothing will change over here. It will stay like this because by default its property is block. Okay, I am doing something or not, it is going to stay as a block. Now let's see further. When the display property is block, I can set my width of the container and height also at the same time. Let's go with 100. Okay, see, I can set my height, which is over here is 100 pixel and width is 300 pixel. You can see over here, hover it on the container, you will see. But notice one thing, if I am writing something, I am creating something like hello, welcome. Okay, and I am using span element here, Navbar. This is just to show you, just see what I am doing over here. So you can see when the property is display block, it is setting the width, but my upper container, my Navbar, is not consuming the space. It is starting from the very next line, which is here. Similarly goes with my block level element. Okay, so here span tag is my inline element, whereas this H1 is my block level element. Okay, so now let's see if you want to display it in single line, how you will display it. So let me just shift to inline. Now see what I am doing. I have given inline to the div. It is going to happen something over here? No. You can see whenever you are specifying display inline, the property of background color and a height width goes away, because height and width property is not applicable when you have display inline property. Okay, so what you need to do is remove display inline from here and you will see that the color is back. Now remove the width because I don't need it, and let's put it 50. Now select your UL and LI. You want to display inline your LIs, right? You want to display in inline your home, category, product and about. So right over here, display inline. Now you will see that all of your categories are in one line, all of your li content. Now see, what you can do is text align center. Okay, so it is not working. Why it is not working? Because you are moving the li. Okay, but see over here, you need to give padding now. Now one thing more, just check, I am giving padding of 50 pixel. You can give the padding, right? And same goes with your margin. Okay, can you give your text align center over here? Just check. Yes, because this is a container. Okay, when you put display inline, how it works, this particular thing is by default set to your block element, and now this is behaving as an inline. So your block element is containing inline element, so inline property will behave inline only. Okay, so the property is not going to align center. So you want your this to align, then you have to put it over here. Now one thing I want to give over here is margin as 0 and padding as 0 initial. Okay, so from top it will be there. Now let's see one thing. To this, what you want to set? Give a margin top 10 pixel. I just want to show you that how things works. Now see over here, margin will also not work, but there is one thing more. You can see that padding is working, but margin is not working, because I told you that margin is the spacing outside the container. Okay, so here it is not an container. So see, if you want to give it a space, what you will do? There is a div inside div. Now to this div, okay, now put a class as a outer container, outer, okay, and this as class inner. Now put it as your class outer, and now select your inner class. When you select inner class and you want to give margin top 10 pixel, now see how it behaves. How it is behaving? The inner one is also going down because you have given your background color to this one. Okay, so now let me just simplify for you. That's what I wanted to show you, margin and padding, the concept here. Now remove it. Just to simplify it, you have to do nothing. Your navbar is created over here, okay? And the one more thing is inline block. What inline block does is, now see, that's why I showed you that how you can apply margin. What happened is, as soon as you did inline block, when you do inline block, the width and height property both becomes applicable. Okay, so your padding from all the side is working properly now. Okay, you can see. Now if you want, I can just show you by giving it a background color. This. So you will get to know why I added your, see, just remove this block part and you will see how it is going at the top. So it was not shifting. When you put inline block, automatically height and width starts working. So you can give padding and margin also. Okay, so now it's working. So it's done. Now you can remove this. This was just to show you. Now remember this, whenever you have block, okay, then height and width can be given, okay. But if you have display inline, your height and width property will not work there, okay. And if you want height and width and some spacing to be applied, for that thing you need to use a property called inline block. How? So inline will display it inline and block will help you to give height and width, and it will occupy that particular space. I hope you have understood this topic clearly. If you have any confusion, do not forget to practice it. These are 3 simple properties, but only thing is you need to remember how these properties work. Okay, thank you so much everyone. So this was your Navbar, a simple Navbar. Thank you.